gorgeous bastards out there. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it on November the 4th, 2023. Thank you for joining me, boys and girls, ladies and gents. It's, man, we're back at it again. Where can you find these videos? I'm glad you asked. You can find them on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on YouTube. Check out patreon.com/RobSadria if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show. But man, oh man, we've moved in and we're in a brand new space. And I'm still trying to get comfortable, if you will. So it's going to be a buckle up, buckle down. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different stuff today, as per usual. Again, if you've been with me from the get-go, thank you very much. If you're just joining us for the first time, we talk about everything and nothing, have ourselves a silly good old time, and kick it with the gang, kick it with the crew. And it's that, you know, every once in a while I like to do a little bit of inventory, and we are in a new space, so let me get comfortable. Oh yeah, feel the comfort, baby. Stretching my limbs right here, but nonetheless, still waiting for, like to take inventory, but it's also a lot has been just going on, so thank you again for tuning in. We're waiting for some, basic equipment, nothing major, of course. No, it's mostly basic essentials, but I like industry talk sometimes, even though I don't know industry talk, but basic equipment, i.e. futon, so that we can have a seat together. But, overall very thankful, grateful. Thank you for, again, it's been a journey. It's been a, trippy past few months, if you will, but we're moving forward. We're doing it together, gang. Thank you. So it's, new space. And I find myself having to you gotta mark your territory little by little. That's what it is. It's like, I find it that we're I was talking to my friend the other night on the phone, just explaining to him the feeling of, I compared it to being like a feline, being like a little cat or like a large cat or like a medium-sized, large adult-sized cat, where you gotta, you don't, obviously humans don't pick a corner and hiss and piss, but some might. I've just yesterday I did go for a little walk. I did see a lady who was also walking down the street. She just fucking just threw up right there on the street. So it's different ways, of course, but that's not the majority. That's just an anomaly. And I kind of felt bad because I was wondering, I'm like, do other people around her have the feeling or the urge to also want to but they're not, for whatever stigma, peer pressure, who knows? Or maybe they felt like they didn't get the cue. Maybe 5 of them were just walking and they were on 3, we're gonna just yak on the middle of the sidewalk here. But maybe she went on 2, as in 1, 2, and then we go on 3, or was it 1, 2, 3? Did she jump the gun? Did she wait a little bit longer than I don't know what happened, but all I'm saying is I found myself being very much just a human animal, essentially, just trying to get comfortable in a new space. You go pick a corner, you put this little item down, and it's gonna take a little while for you to get full comfort levels, right here, wherever satisfactory is in your books, right here, or better than satisfactory, excellent, good, excellent, just meeting all the bars. But you don't want to get too comfortable, because always certain level of discomfort you want to put yourself under. I don't know, I'm just talking and having a, it's nice to have inventory every once in a while, and doing an inventory moving forward. Things are gonna be, it's man, it'll be I'll tell you this, it'll be more or less the same, but with more, just more. I don't know, in terms of the limits, the skies are the limits. That's what I say. Pushing it, doing it faster, stronger, better, of course, learning, the growth, all that good stuff. But all this moving has got me to, it's the basics that you take for granted. It's segue time, baby. Let's segue together. It got me to think about just the basic things we take for granted, having a bed to sleep on, or a mattress to sleep on is a huge thing we take for granted, but it's but thousands of years ago, that's how it was, or hundreds of thousands of years, or millions of years ago, who knows? it's, you'd just be walking, and then at the end of the night, when it got dark and there were no lights, of course, when the sun went down and everybody just like looked at each other and they're like, okay, we're gonna collectively plummet to the floor now, and like this is the spot, because before fire I'm talking, or even maybe just around fire, dude. And that's the thing. You walk around, you get tired from a day of hunting, gathering, hide and seek, sharpening wooden objects, sharpening wooden, trying to make yourself a little shank so you can jump a turtle or whatever, dude. So you're doing that, and then nighttime comes and you're like, okay, well, there are no beds. This is hundreds of thousands of years, so you're just, okay, we're gonna plummet here, right here on this cold, hard ground. And that's what people did. And man, am I glad we're living in the future times, because yeah, I'm not saying I slept on the ground, like there are people who, they sleep on the pavement, which is like, your heart goes out. Like also that's a doozy of a problem. I'll say that right there. I don't know. But that's the thing. You work your way, and then you develop, essentially thousands of years pass by, and you're like, okay, maybe I can grab some shrubs and some piece of wood or just a rock and like kind of mush it together and be like, that'll make a makeshift bed, which I found out recently, apparently apes used to make beds before humans did, which is crazy. So beds are like millions of years old. Not like the modern version, but like old school again, grab a twig, grab a leaf, just make a little makeshift pillow. Maybe that was, who knows what they, maybe they made a pillow and like exchange it for bananas, or like a burner phone for inside the jail cell or whatever. Like, I don't know what these apes were up to, but they were doing bed stuff, dude. So that's millions of years ago. And it's modern day society today. We get the comforts of, get a foam bed, and a foam bed is just like, it's kind of like a foam party, but for you. Or maybe, at best another person, or maybe, if you're lucky, maybe another person in there as well. But like, it's a foam bed. It just like, that's what it does. It's like engulfs you in it. So you could have you in a foam bed, and you can have another, like you could have a pet on the bed and nobody would even notice. Like everybody's maintaining well balanced. Everybody's just like in there, but like you could also opt for a spring mattress. That's also a thing people do, and that one's good for jumping on, which is great for anybody who can really. As soon as you can start jumping, I would say put children on beds that are like, if they're 2, 3, ready to bounce. Because if you make them bounce from an early age, they won't stop bouncing till they're like in their 70s or 80. But a lot of people, they don't start early, and they stop too soon as well. So that's one of the things. When you put a baby on a spring mattress and just let it bounce and continue that, it's got to be a lifestyle. It can't just be like, I'm gonna maybe see what they like, make them do something for them. And then that's the thing, you see them like 30s, 40s, just fucking on spring mattresses, bouncing up and down. You're like, man, committed, hell yeah, let's go. And that's how you build character, through spring mattresses. But it got me to think, it's all of this, again, I'm very appreciative of. Moving forward, we're going to be, I'm just like, again, today's just taking inventory, touching base, just saying that, man, again, it's stopping and smelling the roses for a second, stopping and be like, oh man, each and every one of us, of course, we do it in different ways, but you touch base with yourself and you're like, okay, we did this much in this amount of time and it's nice, and what do we learn from this? And then we take that and we double exit or 10x it and we move forward. That's what we do. So it's been nice to, just be like, oh man, beds can be wild. So that was a good experience. Beds are, man, because I'll tell you what, man, I've slept on the, like, not pavement, but floor with a couple of like, a blanket there, it's sleeping bag here. That's your body's like, bodies are fragile, but also bodies are strong, fragile, but like strong, dude. Like 85% again water or something, like 15% like gas or love, who knows? But mushy, fragile, but also strong, durable if you work at it. And that's one of those things I'm trying to like always maintain it. Everybody should have a level for themselves. I know what I try to do. I want to be doing more. I want to be doing more little by little, but little by little is the keynote, dude. Little by little, one step at a time. So, I've been getting back in the routine of going for my walks, which is fantastic because man, I miss those walks, dude. It is nice to get out and just stretch your legs. So, you know, and that's when you see a lady just throw up on the street and wonder to yourself how that went down. So, you know, these are the great things that one, you know, experiences just from walking. So that's something to look forward to. Ladies and gents, you know, it's Pew Pew Friday. No, wait, Pew Pew Saturday. Days have been going by so quickly. The past 3 months have been, yeah, it's, man, the ship is just like, what do we do right now, essentially? We just poured it, essentially. We just poured it together. Captain's like, you know what? 3 months of like looseness on the waters. Let's ride these waves. See, and then at one point or another, you're like, okay, let's port for a minute. Let's park this bad boy right here together. Let's grab a couple of drinks. Let's refuel. And then, you know, Port City up in this bitch all around. But like, you know, just because, you don't want to be like on the high waves just like 24/7, because that'll be like doable. Not gonna say, but like sleep has a lot to do with all. Yeah, it's just the basic things. Once you like do something or like go out there and like face the elements, it's like, you know, that's for and whatever. Everybody has their own experience. Like, you know, yeah, sure. Did I go and find a body of water where there's like let's say a pond or a river? Did I just dive into the pond and hold my breath for about, let's say, 25-30 minutes early in the AM, so that when the eagle comes down to, you know, grab his or her first breakfast, hence the early bird catches the, in this case, sea worm or just regular fish. But I wait there, dude. I catch my breath, and like, you know, 20-30 minutes I make out with a mermaid underwater. As soon as the eagle comes in to like do the whole, I'm gonna swoop in and grab this, I jump up and basketball block and be like, peace, dude, not today. And that's how I start my days. But I'm just saying, like, not everybody needs to, you know, and yeah, is that a real story? Is it not a real story? You know, look around. Are there lakes in Ontario, Canada? Yeah, that's what I thought, dude. So many. Is this why are you, you know, focused on what is and what isn't? What it is that it's a great story, okay? What it is that it's a great story, and that's just what it is. But increments is what I'm trying to say, little by little. God, love you guys. Thank you for joining me again. If it's your first time, man, we've been doing this. It's grassroots. You're like, what is this? It's grassroots. This is an independent production from A to Z. You know, I milk my own tits. You know, that's from farm to table. I just walk and milk. And that's, you know, because I want to keep it fresh. I won't, you know, no GMOs. Okay, some GMOs, because it's hard to escape them, but, you know, mostly grass-fed, this guy right here. Not really. I eat a lot of meat, dude. I've just been like, getting back to cooking is nice. That's one more thing once you're out on them, like, again, when you're about them elements and you don't have time to cook, oh man, once you get back into it, I've just been like, you know, basic things. It's again, very thankful, very grateful, but boys on the meats right now, feeling again like, you know, oh man, healthy, a salad there, some steak there, some, you know, a little bit of rice there, a little bit of, you know, just a well-maintained, trying to, you know, get back into little by little a new routine, because it's like every day is a new year, boo. That's what it is. It's all about. I don't know what it's all about. But we're here. We're trying to figure it out together. Because God, the more you move a little bit, you inch closer to something, and you're like, man, there's so much more. And then you inch, and then that's that, and that's the beauty. That's where lies the beauty of this riddle we call life. I think there are other places with beauty too. There's a ton of places with beauty, but I'm just, yeah. So we're getting settled in. We are going to be dropping again. As per usual, the schedule will be, I want to add more, but I want to take my time. I don't want to, because again, it's just, there's been a lot to unpack, but also I'm all good. It's just like, just need a couple of like, in terms of, yeah, scheduling, whether I want to be dropping more videos, probably in the next, you know, it'll change in the next few weeks. It'll change in the next week. I'm just trying to like catch my breath for a second, just relocate, be like, okay, here we are, and this is what we're doing. Just again, taking that personal inventory. But yeah, dudes, ladies and gents, we're having a good time. That's what it's all about, having fun whilst doing it. Because life is like, they say life is short or something. Who knows? They say a lot of stuff. But the point is that would you rather be, would you rather be farted on, or would you rather fart on someone? These are the, these are the riddles that have been passed down orally, of course, throughout history, and some have not been answered. And it's for you to ponder upon. Is it better to be farted on, or is it better to fart on somebody? And that is, pros and cons to each, of course. Being the person who does the deed, you get to, if somebody's in need, let's say, and they're like, man, if there's just one person that could, let one rip right on my thigh because I'm having an emergency, and this emergency requires for somebody else to walk in and rip one on your thigh. You don't know emergencies, dude. There's like a million, a billion, trillions of variations of emergencies. And in one case, it might be that somebody is missing limbs, just missing limbs, like no arms, but legs totes good. And let's say there's like they're just at the park, just chilling at the park, having a picnic, oh man, what is this? I'm trying to, I'm on a blanket with no arms. I've leaned over, I've grabbed a little grape, I've grabbed a little slice of cheese, I've grabbed a little mozzarella, I grabbed a little salami slice, and I'm trying to like, yank myself back up so I can chew down this little snacky poo that I made for myself whilst picnicking. There you go. Bumblebee lands on my thigh, dude. I'm wearing short shorts, my thighs are exposed, and Bumblebee is sitting right there. Thighs, proximity to nuts, less than 5 inches, let's say. And I can't, because my mouth is full and I got no arms. I can't blow. And that sucks, dude. But I somehow grab your attention, and you see me down the street, or like up on the hill of the park is where we were at, and you catch my drift because you see the arms missing, you see the face panic, and then you run over, and then I'm like, let one rip, whilst spitting in your face the remainder of the mozzarella, salam, all the goods, the grape, and it's just like, just let it rip. And he's like, are you sure? You're like, yes, let it rip. And he farts on your thigh, Bumblebee off your thigh. You had a good day, so that you could make up somebody's day like that. So, or would you, it could go in a whole different direction for different people. Of course, like, I know there are people making money off that. That could be a thing. That should definitely be a thing. That could, like, but I want it, like, I don't want it to just be like, how do we expand this? How do we scale this, as they say in the industry? Because like, fart per person, you can bottle it, but like, how do we do this? Like, I'm talking like mass scale, like industrial fucking like factories, just bottles. Like, how do we make it happen? Sheer dedication, the will and desire to have, I don't know, I guess it's gonna have to be synthetic. But are you gonna, if you're gonna get synthetic fart, is that gonna be worth less than, I guess there's always going to be people on the market who are looking for the OG, like, real stuff. So if there's real versus synthetic, then there could be a price hike. That could be, not to say synthetic isn't as good as the real stuff, because we do our research at our facilities with the best scientists. We grab them from, you name it, the best programs that are in dire need of our attention. We grab them, we pull them, we do the research, and we create synthetic farts, and we, scale it. And it's gonna be crazy, dude. They say, there was the .com bubble, we're in the cyber age, future's lasers. After that, dude, farts, dude. Industrialized farts. I'm telling you right now, man, put some money in it or something. But again, I don't know what I'm talking about. We're just having a good time. So it's all about you. Write a comment. Would you rather be the person to get farted on, or would you rather be the person who farts on somebody? These are all good questions, and I'm glad you're out there asking them, because somebody needs to. Frankly, somebody needs to. Let me get a sip of this bad boy. Man, oh man, what else is going on in and around the world? Scientists have been baffled for thousands of years, millions of years, scratching their heads, looking at the old starfish wondering which one's the head. There's five, there's the starfish, hence it's called the starfish. There's five, it seems like it has five hands or feet, or, where's the body, where's the head, because most species have had, a beginning, a middle, and an end, or a beginning and an end, a tail, a mouth, most species. But the starfish has been unique in that way. People have been looking at it, scientists, nerds, dude, just looking at a fish and like, where's the head? Where's the butt? It's important to ask these questions, and they're like, man, this thing is, we can't tell, because like, one day it'll be standing on two legs, the next day it'll like just tilt over slightly. Now we're like, again, and could you hold your breath underwater upside down whilst blood is rushing to your head? Like, where's his head? Like, all the questions scientists are, but long periods of time went by, we finally figured it out, and I'm grateful for this. Apparently the whole thing is head. And starfish, shout out to the starfish for being straight up just about head, dude. And that's a motto I like to live my life by, just about head, so that's great. I mean, or what can we learn about starfish and then apply it to ourselves, that we don't, our head's our head, man, but like, kind of like you look at the other limbs and you're like, man, we could have potentially had 5 heads, or like one central head. Like, why is it up there and like not down here? And have I don't know. All I'm saying is maybe it would have been great to have like independent thought in your foot, just functioning by itself, or having like brains in your limbs or extremities would have been nice. A couple extra, just so much to deal with these days. It's nice to have extra brains, or at least like a large central brain. Maybe who knows? We're working on it. I don't know why we did this research, but it needed to be done because it baffles people. When you're looking out into space, you're like, my God, how did it start? And then there's the starfish. You're like, where's the head? So, same. And I'm glad we're doing it all together. Of course, I personally wasn't there on this, specific study or research, as I don't get to conduct all my own. We distribute it. It's a collective effort. There's no me and team. No. There's no, the saying goes, there are no I's in this team, and it just so happens to be a full-blown study conducted with blind people. That could happen too. You're like, there are no I's in this study. There are no I's in this team. All blind. Some freak accidents, some born with it, some just wanted to be like, let me dabble in, whatever. So people do different things, but yeah, I'm glad that we're doing it together. That's exciting. My goodness me. What else is going on in and around the world? You beautiful sons and daughters of bitches, of course. I'd like to make a shout out at this point to the zebras for being potentially the OG strippers of life, essentially. And they don't get their respect, man. They don't get the nod. They don't get the, oh man, you were the first stripper, man. And you were out there in nature just doing it. And everybody's like, oh, but have you seen this gal or that guy down at the whatever, local pole station or whatever? But I'm just saying, like, naturally just fucking doing it, that's blows my mind. Also, while we're on that note, I am a little bit just like, I'm a little cheesed about like shower heads, dude. I'll say that. Misleading. The label says shower heads. It's not what you think. I was disappointed because I heard you go to a new place, you get shower heads. Or an old place, you move and shower heads come with you or something. Or like, essentially bathrooms, bathtubs, showers, but it's misleading. It's not what you think. It's very disappointing in terms of what the actual wording is and what the actual, oh, this is a shower head. You expect to go in there, have a good time, and everybody's always raving about it. Oh, my shower head. And you get in there and it's just like water pouring on me. Is that all there is to what? Am I doing it wrong? Am I not saying, you know what I mean? Shower head on, nothing, dude. Just me standing there hard, but like nothing's going on. So I'm wondering, is it me? Then I figured, no, if it's happening to me, of course, it must be thousands of you out there as well. So I want to let you know you're not alone in your fight against shower heads. And just if we can pull together and eliminate the, you know, is it false advertising? Is it preying on, you know, vulnerable people's just raw emotions and just like knowing that, you know, who doesn't want to walk in the shower and get a shower head, dude? That thing sells itself. It's like, get a shower head. Women, men, everybody's like, yes, after work, shower, great. I'll buy 5. But it's just, you know, you'll be disappointed is all I'm saying if you're expecting to get oral or, you know, whatever by the shower head. So that's neither here nor there. Again, let's focus on the positive. Zebras, it's time for them to get their flowers. So please, you know, if there's is there a list where animals could get nominated for, you know, awards that they should have probably been awarded a long time ago? Just, you know, zebra's name should probably go down for strippers, dude. OG. No huss, no fuss. It's like, you know, you put your head down, you do the work. That's, you know, you don't go out there and be like, oh, stripper. It's obvious. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, what else is going on in and around the world? I believe I read the other day, there's a American fuck singer. Her name is Buffy. I want to say Buffy. Buffy St. Marie, dude. I remember it's Buffy St. Marie, and she's a fuck singer, dude. She sings the fuck music for the fuck folks and or the fuck fucks or the she's into fuck music, dude. She does good music and folk music, and you listen to fuck music and you want to get home, and it's for the good fucks out there. That's what it is. You focus on the music and not it's regardless. I'm not familiar with her work. I'm sure, you know, that's, you know, artist, singer, you know, does a great job for a long time. And but the article that caught my attention was about her. It read something along the lines of, you know, Buffy, you know, misleads or is misleading with her indigenous roots. And it got me to think, I'm like, man, I don't know much about this lady, but I don't, you know, is it and it just got me to think, because I'm like, man, you could, this is, I read the article and this is what I got from it. So she's American, but she was born in Canada, but then adopted into a family. And when she was adopted, she was told that she was of indigenous descent and whatnot. And again, that's just like the basic gist of it. I don't know the deets, but she goes on to live her life as an indigenous person, essentially has a career and, you know, does her thing, reps herself and reps the community. So that's 2 things she does. But, you know, now they're coming out allegations saying that she might not be, you know, or we don't know, or I don't know. I'm going to take her word for it personally. I don't, you know, if somebody's like that, that's what I got from it. If somebody's dedicated their whole life to a background, and it could be 2 scenarios, or potentially maybe 3 scenarios. 1, she is indigenous and she repped herself and her community through her art and music, which is like she is who she says she is, and that's what it is, which is pretty cool, man. Do it. Second option, she's not who she says she is, but she's nonetheless committed and repped herself and others amongst, you know, her community for, you know, directly, indirectly, I don't know. She's done stuff, I'm sure, you know, and that's what it is. So which is admirable in and of itself. Whether now, you know, you might be young and somebody tells you you're something, and then you grow up and maybe you do a little bit of research and like maybe you're not. That could be a thing. But let's say you do the research. Let's say you find out that you are. You know. So there's, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is like either way, it's essentially one of those. It's one of those things where, like, you know, it's transracial issues essentially. It's transracial. I'm thinking, is it transracist? Because I don't know what it is, but it's because it's like, could you be another race essentially? And like, what if she wasn't, dude? That'd be more. If she's not, I'd be more behind it. I don't know. Just because, like, if you commit to something, whether you knew or you did it, let's say late in life, let's say you're like 50, 60, 70, not that those are late, but like, 90, whatever, the new hundreds, the new 50, they'll say. So not trying to like, I love age, dude. Age is just but a number, and it affects all of us each and every day, dude. So I don't want anybody thinking this is what age group is this for. This is for young adults to, until you drop at 150, dude. When you're up in space, when Elon puts you in a Cybertruck and just shoots you off into Mars, dude, you're going to be tuning in at 125, and I'm going to be tuning in hopefully either here or also on Mars, somewhere broadcast. The point is that age is but a number. And what I'm trying to say is that, is it cool? I don't know. Is it? I think, we could do it. We could do it. I believe, if you're dedicated to one race, and it's not your own race or ethnicity, even if it's not your race enough, if you committed hard enough, I say you get it. That's because at the end of the day, we are all one anyway. Because like, everybody's got a little bit of everything in them. So it's like, aren't we all indigenous is all I'm trying to say. Okay, fine. But like, we're all indigenous to planet Earth. We're all human. We're all in that sense, we're all indigenous. I don't know. I think we all are sort of, kind of, because everybody's indigenous to planet is. Everybody's native. Man, you can't really get. Everybody's got a little bit of black in them because like the whole Africa thing, dude. So like, and like everybody's got. I don't know, dude. All I'm trying to say is like it's one Earth, and we've been roaming and folk music, dude, and all of that, and getting it, spreading it, and it's all of the same thing, different shapes, sizes, and whatnot. But what I'm trying to say is it cool? I think it's cool. Either way, if she's actually indigenous, cool, no problem. Of course, if she's not, I say she should get an award for extra, like, you're not in the community, but you actually like forged I'm not saying this, but like, if that's the case, but imagine that's the case, like somebody, that's such a dedication, you should win a bunch of awards. Anybody who actually does that and actually pulls it off for like 40 years, dude, you're like, but you can't be like, I'm not going to take it for like, it's got to be something like that's a reach. I'm not going to just give awards to like a Swedish fella trying to like be like, oh, I may be Finnish, dude. I'm like, I want a little bit more range for awards to be going out. So, but then again, like, I do like giving out awards. So you know what? Fuck it up. If you're Swedish, you want to be like, I'm Finnish, dude. I want to do 40 years of just like, I want to move to Finland and do Finnish stuff and contribute and rep myself and my people. Who am I to say you're not Finnish, dude? But that's, maybe some people will see you and be like, no, dude, that guy with blue eyes and blonde hair is totally not the same as these guys that's got blonde hair and blue eyes, dude. That's it. But they might be long-lost twins or cousins, dude. Anyway, the point is that I think you should be able to do it. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think she should get more awards? Do you think she should get the same amount of awards? Do you think she should get no awards? I don't think this was about awards, but she should probably get some awards. I don't know. I just feel like fucking like, if somebody's that committed, either way, whether you are or you're not, still. And yeah, so like, could you claim other people's, and I guess if you can, because it's kind of like, I suppose it's similar to adults transitioning. Like, I guess if and that's the thing, you want, like, you love people. So I guess if you accept adults transitioning and you call them trans men and women, you then should be able to switch races. You gotta like put in the time though. It can't be like an overnight thing. You gotta put in the time. I want to see like white guys with dreadlocks over 10 years and you weren't born in Jamaica, let's say. 10 years is a pretty good, I'm not like, again, not for me to decide, but like if you'd roll some nice blunts, dude, you heavy on the reggae, fam. So I'm just saying, like, isn't that what we all want? Like, people like repping themselves and each other, because like we're all, and you're like, so yes. So just like, because, because we're supportive of like, adults chopping it off, dude. So I guess this is, so I guess if we're keeping it consistent in terms of like, okay, adults can do it in terms of like transition. So I guess kids cannot dabble in, or shouldn't dabble in like surgeries, like, until a good age, which, but I guess the same thing. If you're a kid, essentially you should not be able to like racially transition, but it is easier to racially transition because like it's not easier. I guess if you want to go, actually no, technically it's as difficult, if not even harder, because if you're gonna go full blown like transition, dude, I want like skin grafts. You gotta be committed to this shit. Yes. That's the X factor. That is where it takes us to the next level. I say, okay, because like up until now, this wasn't even a discussion. We were just like, what are we doing here? Race transitioning is a new thing, but people have always racially transitioned. No, people have always race is relatively, who cares about it? I don't personally care, but it is, all I'm saying is rep, sister, rep. If you're indigenous or not, rep the community and yourself through your art and music. Fuck music rules, dude. Just touches the heart, touches the soul. And we can all relate because we're all good fucks out there. Down there, somewhere deep down there. I don't know, ladies and gents, but all I'm saying is congratulations. Let's see more of that, and or whatever you guys and gals out there think. Whatever we think together goes. I don't know, just trying to have a little bit of fun with it, because like it got me to think, like, yeah, if you go full skin graft, dude, if you go, how would you, man, we'd have to synthetically manufacture different skin tones for it, because like you can't wait around for somebody to get into like a freak accident and be like, I want that skin tone, and like, what if they get severely burnt? Then would you take it and like, would you get it refurbished, or is that like, or would you want to like leave it like OG and be like, now that's my, like, no, that's how my new suit, that's how my new skin suit comes with a little bit of like, this guy was he was doing stunts, motorcycles, jumping through hoops with fire, and he just like burnt a little bit of it. There's a little burn mark on his forearm, and you get to go around and be like, I'm partially a stuntman of another race. And people like before you got the surgery, like you maybe, let's say you live 23 years of your life as just like regular whoever. And then after that, you could get a skin graft surgery and transition into a full-blown Asian person, a black person, a Mexican person, or white person. It could be anybody out there getting whatever they like. You could do that in the future. Maybe there are easier ways. I'm not, again, but I'll have to, I'm not gonna, we can raise the money together is what I'm trying to say. We can raise the money together. This research in trans-racial manners and matters of the heart are some things that we all share in common together. So I don't see why we can't pool our resources together and simply come up with a new way of moving forward. But that's neither here or there, ladies and gentlemen. And today's episode, I'd like to just, once again, thank you for joining me. It's been 3 years. We're doing it. This is great. I'm loving the journey, and we're growing. We're stretching. We are flexing. We are pulling muscles. We are pushing muscles, and we are pushing ourselves, I hope. And that's how you get the burnage. And when it burns, it's working. When it bleeds, it's working even better. When it can't coagulate, maybe see a doctor. That's when you see a doctor. But what I'm trying to say is that recently I've also read that people are investing in, get a sip of this, please. People have been just getting comfortable. It's a new space, dude. I'm telling you, like a cat just like walking around trying to find a spot to like, do a little bit of Hurricane because it's a new spot, and like, mark your territories, don't piss in a corner, but also like, where do you? It took me no less than one night, I'll tell you. It took me the night of. Was it the night of? night after, but I yerked, and it's been nice just getting in a, just feeling, you know, like, man, some privacy is nice to just, you know, and hopefully soon, dude, you know, I could be like knee deep in it. Whatever it is, dude, knee deep though. Hopefully. But like also, mindset is like, let's go. So the point is that I recently read that people are investing in doomsday underground luxury condos or bunkers, or underground doomsday luxury condo bunkers for the luxury doomsday prepper, because they like doom and they like day and they like luxury and they like bunkers. Going for roughly $2-3 million bucks. You could totally do this. It is an option. And it just got me to think, would I be able to, you know, rough it out for 2-3 years underground, let's say with a group of strangers? It's a luxury condo bunker. They had swimming pools. They had a beach inside. I'm not going to say that all doomsday bunkers are going to be this, but this is now becoming a thing. This is going to become more of a thing. It's been a thing kind of on the, I've seen it before. This is not a new thing. But it is one of those things that's gonna be like, yo, you never know, dog. You should get a bunker, dude. For 2-3 years, man. Can you, you know, and it got me to think. I personally can't get a bunker for 2-3 mil, but would I be willing to hypothetically live in a, you know, with how many more people do you go into these bunkers with? Is it just like your family? Is it your family and a bunch of other for you to decide? You're a millionaire and you bought a whole bunch of underground bunkers. You decide who you take with you. That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is, what if, yo, no family allowed? We turn it into a show. It doesn't even have to go down. Underground, 3 years, 20 strangers. 30 strangers, however many strangers you want, dude, it's our thing. How long would they be able to survive? 3 years underground, no sun, no water. Okay, there's water, there's everything, but there's no sun. You literally can't leave. So you're like, is it just basically underground prison? Technically, it's your outlook, dude. It's your outlook, bro. This is a luxurious doomsday bunker. Paradise. Underground, dude. But do you do it essentially as the question? Do you move in with people, 10 strangers, 20 strangers? Could you? How long could you? You know, you got to set boundaries. You got to also be like, man, we should all work together. We should all like, you know, everybody should like, if we're like, you know, you got to clean up after yourself. You got to like, you know, every time you know, go into that swimming pool where it's got a slip and slide section, you know, if you're like, you know, no bleeding on the slip and slide. No, you know, remnants of extra hair on the slip and slide. It's the little things that overtake. It's the little things. Trust me, you need to have these conversations. You're like, yo, I'm not gonna worry about a little like, you know, curly, short and curly on the slip and slide. Dude, 3 years with the same short and curly that you're like, man, if we could only just, you know, whatever, dude. But all I'm saying is you gotta talk with people. You gotta have like open communication. So put aside 2-3 cool mil dooms, and then like, the thing is, people have to get there too. People always like, unless like you go and like live there, it's kind of like, cause like if doomsday scenarios do happen, people got to get to their doomsday destinations if they have one. I'm sure they've thought about that as well, but you should probably think, you're welcome out there, because you're like, yeah, I got a doomsday bunker, dude, but it's like, let's say miles and miles away, and you're like, man, I should have invested in a little tiny helicopter, even though helicopters are deadly modes of transport. Do rest in peace, Kobe. We know, dude, get a, what's the safest mode of travel, but like also fast in a case of an emergency. Get a jet, dude. You can afford it. Get an F-670, F-70, F-30s, whatever Fs, dude. However many you need according to your needs, get one. Boom, right there. Doomsday bunkers, good investment. Should you get one? Would you be able to stick it out? Let me know. Do I think I could stick it out? Honestly, yeah. Honestly, no. This is like 3 years might be but like 2 years. 2 years. Let's realistically think about this. 2 years underground. no sun. You gotta get that vitamin D though. Don't deprive yourself of that vitamin D, dog. But like 2 years, 30 strangers. And we gotta work this out together. I think we could do it, dude. We could do it. We could totally do it. We should also, everybody should probably, you don't know, the beauty of it is you don't even know who you're going to end up with. You could just be like, it's 30 randoms. There should be a screening process if we're going to actually do this. That'd be crazy. That'd be nuts. 2 years, man, oh man. Let me know if you're willing to do it. Let me know if you could do it. Let me know if you would do it. Let me know if you are doing it. Maybe somebody's already. I've watched documentaries of like random people like doing their own like do-yourself projects in the middle of nowhere, where they take an area and just like, excavate, build, and whatever. Each to, it's cool to see people, work with their hands and create spaces. I love different aspects of it. But yeah, man, that's a thing. So think about that. Let me know what you guys and gals out there think. And what else is going on in and around the world? A lot of amazing things, of course. Let me get a sip of this bad boy right here. Once again, I'd like to remind everybody that we are here on a weekly basis, because again, I know the scenery behind you is changing, and you're like, man, a few episodes we watched from before, we're just getting introduced, and we saw you in a different studio. Then for a while you're on the road. That for a while you seem to be in a new studio. And I like to say that's what it is, because this ship keeps on. Again, what? We travel, baby. In this ship, choo. No, wait, that's a train, but you get it. Because you've seen both at least. If you've not been on one or two of those things, you've at least seen them. And they're great modes of transport. But this is a ship, and we're porting for the moment. How long? Who knows? Because life is but a riddle, and we're here to find out together. I'd like to thank everybody. I'm just like, it's, feeling good. It was moments of, where your life flashes before your eyes. We're like, man, what is tomorrow? What is, it's there, that's a cliff. And there you are hanging from the cliff. And it's like, man, I can hang on to this cliff just using one hand. So leisurely. I'm actually really comfortable up here. Honest, you surprise yourself by just grabbing a cliff and just hanging out. Be like, man, I did not know I can hang. And it's days go by, you're hanging on this cliff, dude. But like, it puts things into perspective. That's neither here or there. I'm just here to say that, ladies and gentlemen, deep fake porns, dude, it's becoming a thing, ladies, fellas. It's becoming a thing. We need to talk about it. You need to be prepared. You need to plan ahead. Deep fake porns are coming out. They're dropping. They're hot. Okay, they're questionable to say the least, but it's a thing. Hypothetical situation. Let's go. Your deep fake porn comes out. Okay, your deep fake DFP, baby. Your DFP comes out. Okay. Your DFP. It's just another day. It's just another day for you at the office. It's Wednesday. You're just filing in the file work and the process of the paperwork and following the money trail and asking the right questions and shaking the right hands, scratching the right assholes, licking the right eyeballs and pulling the right eyelids. What? Point is, you're doing your regular Wednesday. All of a sudden, your friend comes over like, check this out, and they flip over their phone and it's you and a bunch of other ladies and a bunch of other gents just going at it in a DFP. What do you do? And it does really well. That's the beauty of it too. You're surprised and everybody else is surprised. The numbers are crazy. It shuts down the internet, dude. The webs go nuts. The internet hears it, sees it, they love it for some odd reason. And you weren't even in it for too long, but just enough so that like they see them cheeks, okay? So they see them cake buns. You know what I'm talking about? So they seize it. And the internet, for some odd reason, I don't know what it is. It could be the lighting, it could be you, it could just be a multiplicity of factors, but it's working. The views numbers are insane. What do? Go. I'll give you a minute to think about that. The numbers are nuts, dude. You surprised yourself. You did not think that it would do actually that well, but the numbers are nuts. And the numbers are talking. And when the numbers are talking, dude, you know, the numbers don't lie, dude. I'll say that. Numbers are nice, like real nice. Like generational money is coming in. You know what I'm talking about? Just through the, I don't know what it is. It could be the lighting. It could be, were you doing an extra couple of, you know, I see you out there doing the squatties. That's what it is. So it paid off. But you need to think about this because this is going to become more of a thing. If it does really well, you know, technically it could be like, could you brand it? Could you go out there and like, you know, explore a whole new genre? Maybe start your own business. Maybe people like the combination of, and it's not technically you. Could you put that to use? Think about that. Would you want to put that to use? You could be like, yo, technically I'm not even getting DP'd by these gang members, dude. These gang bangers are just like, they're not even real, dude. Or they could be real. That particular scenario could happen, but I don't know how it works. And then they just like take your face and body, or I don't know how it works, dude, but they do it and it's happening. Would you be proud of it? In the future, the year is 2054 and all the cars are gone except Cybertrucks from Cyber Tesla trucks. I like the Cybertrucks, dude, I gotta say. I like the look of it. I do think the future is all gonna be just Cybertrucks. I think that'll kind of be like not a complete solution to the housing situation that is, you know, applicable everywhere almost these days, but like a portion of it could be transformed by Cybertrucks. Because if you can like Cybertruck and, you know, mobile housing could become more of a thing again due to, who knows, Cybertrucks, I do see it becoming like, oh, we're just a family of Cybertrucks traveling the Midwest. And we park here and then we move to another city because we're Cybertruck people and we're all about cyber, which is concerning computers, information, and all that good. And trucks are about vehicles. Cybertrucks do. So computer vehicles, essentially, or internet vehicles, or future vehicles, essentially, a Cybertruck. And you're a Cybertruck family. You're a Cybertruck gang. You say Cybertruck one more time. Cybertruck. So yeah, that's what it is. That's the future. 2054 or 2045. It could have been earlier. Who knows? I don't even know what we were talking about at this point, but doesn't matter because that's what we do, baby. Oh, we were talking about the DFPs. It does really well. What do? Do you retire from your regular job and just go do the DFP? Do you let you might have a family, dude. You might have a family, but nonetheless, daddy could now be bringing in, you know, oh, did little Jimmy want a little toy spaceship? I don't know what the kids of the future want. Did the little Lucy want, you know, toys that are like glowing and stuff, and I've got lights on it because like the future of everything will be lit. Do you want a future toy? And that's what you say to yourself, and you got to put that on the table. Now, numbers don't lie, dude. They did really well. So would you go through with it? Because if it comes out and if it blows up already, like if it goes nuts, dude, the numbers do go like if it goes viral. And it's already, and people are like, this pretty much is you, dude, or lady. And you're like, it's not, and every time you gotta be like, it's not though, and it just came out, and like, got a hair in my eye, fixed it. Point is, ladies and gents, that it comes out and you gotta go explain to people that it's not. You gotta have conversation. It's not, it's DFP. And everybody's like, what's DFP? What? And you gotta explain, and they're like, okay. It could also be a way for you to, I guess, you know, if you were like looking to experiment and just see how you react to it or how other people react to it, just put out a video, DFP or rag, and be like, see how people react. And at the end of the day, if it's not well received, be like, oh man, that's such a DFP. That's not me, dude. That's such a DFP right there. So I guess everybody essentially in the future will have some sort of DFP or some just like maybe the real stuff too. Not deep fake. Maybe, you know, shallow but real. P. S. R. P. Instead of DFP, right there. It's so catchy. Rolls right off the tongue. So potentially this could be the future, and I'm excited for all of it. Whatever you guys and gals are up to this weekend, I hope you have a wonderful time wherever you are. If you're tuning in anywhere from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, over there, West Coast, BC, down in the center, Alberta, Saskatoon, Regina, Northwest Territories, Yukon, where else? PEI, Nova Scotia, Quebecois, Montreal. You get the point. Anywhere else down south in the United States, all 50 states, West Coast, over there, all the way, LA, here, down south, New York, Wisconsin, Massachusetts, and all the other states too. So many of them. Further down south, Mexico, what's going on? South America, Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, Argentina, the people, my people, the indigenous people of the Brazilian Amazon jungle, or the Amazonian jungle, and my indigenous people out there running wires through the jungles just to tune in once a week for now, but potentially more, because we did more before and we will do more again. Just when they said, could he do more? No one said that, but like he said it to, and he responded, of course, there is more. This is just the beginning, is what he said to himself, but also like, it was just like, because like people have conversations that are like, you gotta set the bar. So it's like more, yes. And again, to the people running the wires, trying to get, maybe Elon can help them with the satellite and maybe because I know you want to tune in and watch Glad You Made It in the Amazon, and you got like a friggin', a python tiger there, like, just hissing and like, just dropping deuces right by your lady. And you're like, I'm trying to catch my tunes right here for a second. I get it. So if Elon could potentially help with the satellites and the internets in the Amazon, let's get a couple of those lidars coming in from the Amazon, dude. Nudes from the jungle, like raw. They probably wouldn't know, so don't do that. Never mind. But like, I guess if you do take a lidar, I guess you do technically already have like raw jungle nudes, which is, if you've got them, I mean, questions. These are all questions that you should be asking, or I should be asking. What else has been going on? That's, a lot has been going on, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot has been going on in your lives. We just came out of the Halloween spirit, dude. So now we're getting ready for the holiday spirits, and it's exciting. I know Thanksgiving's coming for my American brethren and sistren out there. And yeah, wherever else you are joining us from in this world, Europe, Asia, Middle East, South Africa, Papua New Guinea, Cuba, North Korea. That's right. Somebody's got to have watched Glad You Made It in North Korea by now. Somebody's got to have, like, you get I don't know how you do it, but you get through the barriers that have got to do it little by little. You chip away. And then, oh man, heavy repercussions in North Korea. Don't do it. Don't risk your life. But I get it. It's like crack. You can't stop. I don't blame you. I get it. We're all putting our lives on the lines here. Okay, we're not. We're just like, but it's good to have fun, dude. But it's good to have fun. It's good to just like, yeah, seriously, if it puts you like, do not watch. If it's like, if you're like in North Korea, dude, and you're like, I gotta watch the show, dude. I gotta, you're going out there and like, I don't want you to like, I'm not gonna tell you how to live. That's freedom, dude. If you wanna like, I'm not gonna tell you how to like live your life. I respect it. I loves the loves and the supports, dude. Sending it right back at you there, lady, fella in North Korea. If you're you never know, dude. Global, what's up, syndicate, worldwide. We're doing it together. Thank you again. I'll be back here again next weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. Love you all. And just remember, instead of doing CPR, you could always save a life queefing as well. Keep that in mind. Till next time, peace out.